Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Oh boy. The developers have pinned a thread titled Code of Conduct. This will be good. Play Ion My Fornick, who is a developer, starts a new thread titled Code of Conduct. Hear ye, ladies and gents, and new Code of Conduct is here. We are grateful for the vibrant and passionate discussions that take place here. Your love for this game and its immersive world has forged a unique and thriving community. To ensure that our forums remain a welcoming place for all, we are introducing a new set of community rules designed to maintain smooth moderation and foster meaningful, respectful discussions. We get it. This is a PEGI 18 game, and colorful language is part of the vibe. Occasional swearing is fine, but keep it reasonable. Excessive profanity, bigotry, istophobism, hate speech, harassment, or threats will not be tolerated. All right, let's scroll down. 1. Zero tolerance for discrimination. Istophobism. Another brand of istophobism. More istophobism and istophobism. Ableism. Ageism. Religious discrimination. Classism. Colorism. Body shaving, which in parentheses is called sizeism. Mocking someone's body shape or size. Any posts, comments, or behavior perpetuating these harmful ideologies will be removed, and offenders will face swift action. 2. No hate speech or harmful ideologies. We stand against all forms of hate speech and dangerous ideologies. This includes 1. White supremacy, advocacy of racial superiority or supremacy theories. 2. Neo-Nazism, promotion or support of Nazi-related symbols, beliefs, or ideologies. 3. Encouragement of violence. 4. Harassment. 5. Glorification of harmful behavior. In conclusion, if you encounter discriminatory or harmful behavior, report it using the Steam reporting tools. Our team of unpaid internet janitors will review all reports and take appropriate action. Let us keep this forum a place of camaraderie, respect, and fun. May your swords be sharp, your wits sharper, and your conduct the sharpest of all. I like this massive wall of text he posts has the code of conduct for the Steam forums, and it's got this absurd progressive ideology buried in here. Like, what's the difference? I got a question. What's the difference between istophobism here highlighted and colorism? Isn't that the same thing? But it's two separate sections. Then we got sizeism. I've actually never heard that before. That's pretty funny. So yeah, guys, while we're browsing through the forums, make sure you guys don't perpetuate any dangerous ideologies, okay? Glad we got that settled. Rizoria starts a new thread titled The Code of Conduct is Insane. I was having some doubts about blindly believing supposed Saudi Arabian report, which could be the result of the person testing playing the game in a way that led to haram things happening. But this whole code of conduct is making me side with the people believing the game was compromised after all. What even are all those super strict rules and DEI friendly terminology? Typically, communism is conveniently omitted as an extremist ideology. The only bad racial ideology is quote unquote white supremacy, because believing in supremacy of any other race over others is fine, I suppose. You people are destroying your reputation over a matter that could be resolved with the simple yes, we forced player/Henry to watch/participate in scenes Saudi Arabian testers accused us of. Or no, it's either completely optional or not true at all. A Tony, who was banned, writes, they sold out for ESG shekels. Neelot replies to that and says, in case anyone wonders why Code of Conduct specifically mentions Nazism. Grand ADM Thrawn writes, well, I guess a non-binary then.
What am I supposed to do for you?
Harbinger CZ got a handful of awards for this thread. It's titled, They Really Did It LeMayo. They really put black guy into hyper-realistic 14th century Central Europe. There are no existing historical records. That lectures white guy about his superior culture. They really did take that Black Rock money. Do what you want with that information, but they will not be getting my money. I had zero reason to believe that they would put gay cutscene into this and making it unskippable. But after seeing that screenshot with the abysmal writing slop, you know I might actually believe it. Rusty Pup writes, if nothing else, KCD2 has certainly riled up the bigots and made them highly visible. He was given a clown for that. Mace Lupo, who was banned, replies to that. He says, where are they? All right, I thought this thread was gonna be more fun, so I'm disappointed. We're moving on. Sly Milano starts a new thread, was given a handful of awards for it. It's titled, Code of Conduct? This alone tells me everything I need to know. You could have been normal and said, don't behave in ways you wouldn't behave face to face. But no, you have to bend the knee to what, 0.003% of your potential customer base? If that. Why would you guys piss away years of hard work? I don't understand. You know who your customers are and who they are totally against. Deeply consider what you're doing. PA writes, no, they don't know who their customers are. A lot of morons are believing all this nonsense and they're literally losing customers because of it. Primus, who was given 3 clowns for this post and he pre-ordered the game, replies to Sly Milano. He writes, that's a slippery slope. What if you behave like a... What if you behave like an istophobe in real life? Do rules then suddenly not apply to you anymore because that behavior is normal? Have we arrived at the point anti-wokes are now upset there are forum rules laid out for them? With Esteem happy. Scorpion242 writes, that code of conduct was written by a DEI hire by someone that panders to the DEI cult. Instantic remarks, so many people getting banned. Mytheon writes, I identify as Captain Crunch. Can you please add serialism to the code of conduct? My true crispy self needs to feel protected, along with my Cheerio they-thems.
My Cap'n Crunch cereal is a cool part of this balanced breakfast.
Honey Bun, who was banned, writes, the new code of conduct seems like pretty normal rules, and I 100% agree with them. I've seen too many istophobes spouting hearts here. Old Surehand writes, what has gone wrong? Why aren't the devs putting out a definitive statement? Orlock writes, why would they? Just be a decent human being. It's really easy. And he was given a clown. Ogami writes, honestly, this code of conduct is the first time I 100% agree with the devs. If they mean what they listed there, then they get my respect. It's not easy to not cater to the incel anti-woke mob nowadays, and signaling clearly you don't support those views is a big step. Hope it works out for you in the end. Kid Conga says the line about being non-binary. Slate Paws writes, to be honest, people were warned. There was that interview with the dev last year when they used all the modern audience terms, like diverse and metropolitan. Also, several YouTubers have been blowing the whistle saying the new tactic is to hide the modern audience stuff past the return window of Steam or sneak it in via a patch. Archgod writes, watch this game get review bombed because of these stupid devs. Bruh, who pre-ordered the game, writes, I'm laughing so hard at people getting mad that they can't be a D-bag anymore. They are seriously struggling to behave like a normal person. Clockwork writes, yeah, I identify as non-binary now for this game. Rather than address the issue, they've decided to double down and make it obvious they have done a rug pull on us. Hopefully they get enough people playing through the modern audience they apparently want. J2.0 writes, you know you're fighting the good fight when you're angry that a Steam post said you maybe shouldn't be an istophobic piece of hearts. Steam's gotta have the highest population of fragile losers on the planet, man. Hot B writes, the West has truly fallen, frowny face. Tay Lim writes, according to the new code of conduct, many new threads are breaking it but not getting banned. We all know why. RNGino writes, shove that code of conduct and shove it. I am out. And like RNGino, I am out of this thread. Moving on. Pop Culture Pizza starts a new thread titled, you people are fools. You unleashed the anti-woke versus woke people in the Steam discussions, and now you will have nothing but these threads since you decided to take a stand when it was safe and monetarily convenient for you to do so. I thought you were against this exact issue when you looked at the other game studios and developers, and now you did a 360 and walked away right back into the same problems facing games as a whole? Are you just a liar, or were your puppet strings tugged to make you do these things? It's disgusting how hypocritical you can be. Timitum writes, funny how community manager managed to split community. This is PR nightmare. You actually want your CM to avoid that, not cause it. But I bet she will fail upwards. What I am super curious though is how this affected pre-orders and how this will affect sales. Forgotten Memes replies to that and says, she lol. The Sir Bartholomew, who owns the game, starts a new thread titled Insane Behavior. Some of y'all need to head to the Olympics with the long jumping to conclusion explosions. The admins for their Steam page don't want hate speech in the Steam forums. What the hell does that have to do with the game? I know it's rather difficult to critical think sometimes, but Hearts doesn't take too much to consider. They are just making sure the forum doesn't get rocked for a bunch of idiots using slurs. With a facepalm. Groovler, first reply, earned a clown. He writes, slurp slurp, they gags, don't want chokes, hate speech, vomits. Grubwave quotes some of y'all, and he says, stopped reading. Oh, Kit was given a clown for writing. Hate speech is free speech. It's the internet. Don't like it? Too bad. Go cry to Big Mike Obama about it. The OP replies to O-Kit. He writes, freedom of speed, not freedom of consequences. If they don't want specific terms in their forum, they're entitled to it. Interesting, the assumptions being made over a couple posts. Mecha Ball post a vomiting emoji. Effluvial Kraken starts a new thread titled, if the COC sounds good to you, you are in a cult. I'm serious. If somebody can say no ageism, no ableism, no sizeism to you, and you don't even flinch, you have drank the Kool-Aid. You are in a cult and you need to find help. Whatever extreme far left spaces you found yourself in online, you need to get out of them and into the real world. Static Wolf starts a new thread titled $72.99 to get indoctrinated by nazi Marxists. Good deal? Lol. Talk about an incoming trash bin on fire. Lol. But good luck, eh? You have my sympathies. Dialux quotes the OP and writes, this is like attempting to combine light and dark matter. I seem to remember something about the Socialist Workers Party. No, it's probably not important. 722.6, who pre-ordered the game, writes, damn, y'all having a mental breakdown over here. Carry on. Epime the Os was given, oh my, that's a nice little stack of awards there. He starts a new thread titled, get woke, go broke. Stick that in your code of conduct and smoke it. First reply, Balvari, who pre-ordered the game, writes, wow, how can someone being so butthurt like you? Love 4 Donkeys, who was banned, writes, yup, you lost tons of customers, but you made a stand against hate speech. Grats. Megatron writes, you got some issues, kid. The OP replies to that. He writes, that's ableist to mock my many mental issues and you're not allowed to. According to the Code of Conduct Section 1, that's a violation. Lord Dragonia, who was banned, writes, typical libtard responses. They insult us and call us crazy while simultaneously admitting they ruin all our franchises with their anti-white woke crap. Wait, what? I'm so turned around. I am so turned around by this. I'm like a bot caught in a paradox, so I'm just gonna not think about it too hard and move on. Ravolius writes, I mean, it was pretty clear from the Zigzem community manager they have. What a mess. But thanks for the heads up. I'll be identifying as non-binary for this one. Say the line, Bart. Rusty Pup was given a clown for writing, more baby incel tears. Almost too salty around here. Where'd all the adults vanish to? Some babies need their sippy cups. Heuristicus, who pre-ordered the game, writes, unbelievable reactions based on a deliberate miscommunication from Saudi Arabia by a journalists. The same thing happened to Black Myth Wukong, and the journalists pounce on that as well. Any game that they deem isn't quote-unquote diverse enough must get trashed, it seems, so they found a way to do it. Wait, what? No, I'm turned around again. Am I having a stroke? Are these guys just trolling me? You just gotta not think about it. Move on. Honey Bun, who was banned, writes, touch grass. Feanor replies to Megatron. He says, reported for violating the code of conduct. Disgusting display of ageism. You know, thanks to the Invoker profile picture, I read this in Invoker's voice.
The ghosts of Quel'Thalas cry out for vengeance.
Bruh, who pre-ordered the game, writes, the rules literally just means don't be an D-bag and behave like a normal person. Literally any forums has those basic rules. Are you seriously struggling with that? It seems like a little bit more than just that, but okay. Fatigue replies to Megatron. Quote quoting kid. Excuse me. Section 1, subsection 5, ageism, discrimination, or prejudice based on someone's age. Megatron, you, sir, are in violation. Gamerman starts a new thread titled Newly Added LGHDTVQ Plus Tag? Yeah, there was no LGHDTV Plus tag on Steam page for months, but it seems like they just added it. Anyone knows what's that for? Zoom Meeting writes there's a forced, unskippable gay prawn scene between Hans and Henry in the camp. It has been confirmed by many sources and insiders. Tranquilla, who was banned, replies to Zoom Meeting. He writes, but nobody want to play Brokeback Mountain. Cellwonk writes, this comment is awaiting analysis by our automated content check system. It will be temporarily hidden until we verify that it does not contain harmful content, e.g. links to websites that attempt to steal information. Hot B writes, still less gay than Call of Duty or any other normie game, honestly. 722.6 starts a new thread titled, To the Anti-Woke Crowd. Yo, my brothers, I don't hope for games to turn into rainbow vomit, but now this is the same pitchfork screaming without common sense. The same what they do on the other side, and any sensible MF who played the first one knows that even if there is one cutscene, and I'm sure that it's skippable, in an 80+ hour story, or a black side character, is not gonna matter too much in this many-year journey with feeling quite hungry. February 4th in all caps. Solaris writes, the heart your feelings crowd are in fact the most fragile dudes in existence. Archgod replies to Solaris and says, oh, you don't like that they added X in the game? That means you're heckin' fragile. Also, if you call me by anything other than Xeexer, I'm gonna delete myself. Akarin writes, seems simple enough. Just extend the ban to LGHD TV discussions and communism by including both as hate groups. Destino writes, enjoy being defeated by bread tubers or leftist tubers in the next few years for your anti-tolerance policy, idiot. Lazy Confi replies to Destino. He writes, lol bread tubers when Destiny have some free time from quote-unquote leaking videos. He can debunk this. I don't care when stories making internal sense, but I care when I see the same patterns repeating again and again. It always start with something small and incongruous like love is love, and then we have full DEI young cross-dressing dancing to adults. Destino replies to that. He writes, I often see the same patterns of repeating the same thing again and again when I banged your mom's punani with my schlong. Joker starts a new thread. He was given a handful of awards. It's titled Trans Flag, Rainbow Flag. Thank you, Warhorse Studios, for championing inclusivity. Pride Flag, Trans Flag. I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to Warhorse Studios for their recent code of conduct updates that stand firmly in support of the LGHD TV Plus community. It's refreshing and inspiring to see a beloved game studio taking proactive steps to create a safe, respectful, and inclusive environment for all players. In a time when representation and acceptance matter more than ever, your dedication to protecting individuals from discrimination and fostering a sense of belonging doesn't go unnoticed. These updates reflect not only your commitment to great storytelling, but also to the people who make up your vibrant player base. Thank you for leading by example and showing that the gaming world can be both welcoming and respectful to everyone. Your actions have made a real difference, and I can't wait to see how this inclusive philosophy continues to shape your games and community. First reply, Averon says, bot. I don't think this was copy pasta, actually. I was actually expecting the same copy pasta that Diva Vivi with the orange dragon post with just a couple words changed. I know, I think this might be either an original or a GPT certified original. Joker replies to Averan. He says, wrong, just a defender of freedom. PA writes, I love living in the Middle East. Crimson Crust responds to Joker. He writes, mental illness? Wicked writes, certified society moment. You know, I wonder if the meta of this has evolved enough so that you can ask an AI like ChatGPT or Grok to write something that will give you awards on the Steam forums. Like, I wonder what would come up if you just gave that to the prompt. Well, I asked Grok and he gave me not what I was hoping for. So you got to be really specific if you want to have a post like what Joker posted. So we're not quite to the point where I can just ask an AI what to post for Steam points, but I only had to post 3 things before he started talking about no forced diversity. so we're almost there, boys. Joker writes, just FYI, people like me actually exist and we have every right to be here. I know that makes you uncomfortable, but I would still insist on congratulating a studio who recognizes my right to live. The Chariot writes, I think I speak for everyone when I say Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is going to be the breakout trans/queer game of 2025. Sir Razdig writes, people like this are just troll bots. Ignore them, lads. Not gonna happen, Sir Razdig. People have been screaming this for 20 plus years. It's just not gonna happen at this point. Miserum writes, just pre-ordered because of your thread. I got one for my wife's BF, black by the way, and their kid. Chud stay mad. Arvavra can't stop winning. Love is love. No European ethnicity or their countries ever existed. It's all just a social construct. Oh, Kit with the Terry Davis profile picture replies to Miserum, calling him a disgusting race traitor. Jesus Christ. Mudcrab starts a new thread titled Failed Brigading Campaign. Ooh, you almost had it. Good try, homies. Ricey, professional 70s pimp, writes, why are you on so many posts defending this game? Imagine being so pathetic at life you have to simp for a video game with a llama. Mudcrab replies to that. How do you kill that which has no life? I appreciate that you're following my posts.
Okay, Kenny, add Eyes of the Beast to your hotbar. Stan, check your Fury talents to boost your shouts.
Yo1 replies to that. He writes, literally a no life has nothing to do but defend his woke slop. 600 trillion sub games starts a new thread titled basically I'm not buying the game anymore. I'm just not buying the game anymore. Voyager Road was given a clown for replying, okay, bye. Barblegarb finishes the meme. He writes, sorry, I'm just not gonna buy the game is all. Frowny face. Witsky writes, I hope you guys get paid to enter these forums and spread your filth. Well, somebody's getting paid. Guts, who pre-ordered the game, replies to 600 trillion sub games. He writes, we care so much. Go play Vileguard 600 trillion times then. I thought this was a pretty popular meme this was referencing, but it's going over a lot of people's heads, so maybe not. Yo1 starts a new thread that has since been locked, but with this many flags in the title, I gotta read it. This thread is titled Trans Flag, Pride Flag. Thank you for being champions of diversity, Warhorse Studios! Exclamation points, Pride Flag, Trans Flag. Huge shout out to Warhorse Studios for going above and beyond in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I really want to thank them for adding LGHDTV plus characters into the game, even though it might not be what you'd expect from a medieval setting. It's awesome to see games expanding their representation like this, even when it doesn't fit the tone of the time. It's a bold move, but it really shows a commitment to inclusivity, and I think it's a great step forward for the gaming world. You might call it a great leap forward. And big props for adding a Muslim black man from Mali who's also a feminist. Again, not something you usually see in historical settings like this, but it's a refreshing and much needed perspective. It's so cool to see a studio being this inclusive and, whoa, making sure everyone can see themselves in the game, no matter their background or identity. Seriously, thank you for pushing the boundaries and creating a game that's not only historically engaging, but also diverse and inclusive. Keep it up, Warhorse, and I can't wait to see where you go with this next. Wait, why was this locked? What community guidelines did this break? Help, Warhorse! I read through the code of conduct. This doesn't break any of the rules. Why was it locked? SWAT Cat, who pre-ordered the game and was given some awards, writes, reported for political activism. Mudcrab from the previous thread accuses him of being a bot account. Yo1 replies to Mudcrab and says, just admit you are a bigot. This game is not made for you, chud. Neither of them have pre-ordered the game, by the way. These are just two trolls trying to troll one another, seeing who can be the most progressive, and they both think they're clever, but they're just trolling one another. This is classic. I enjoy this metagame very much. Mudcrab writes, why did you only have 3 posts as of today? Mudcrab? Section 1, subsection Section 4, ableism. Maybe he's not able to post more than that. You, sir, are in violation of the code of conduct. Jannies, get him out of here. Devious Dave writes, sir, do not redeem code of conduct, sir. Frank Costanza's lawyer writes, I am so glad they added diversity. I cannot wait to have Henry and Hans have hot, steamy relations. Me and my wife's boyfriend plan to play together. Thank you, Warhorse, for being champions of DEI. Kilua, who has not pre-ordered the game, writes, SCFU, heart, get out of our games. Steven the Janny locks the thread down, writes, we're locking this thread as it has devolved into non-productive argument. Thanks for your understanding. Excuse me, Steven, I don't understand, actually. There's no understanding from me. You should have let this keep going. Boo, boo, Steven. Sweep it up, Janny. Serple with a nice new thread titled, Trans Flag. Will a trans scars on Henry's body option? Trans Flag. The game will be played by 0.1% of trans people. So I suggest the developers add breast-cutting scars to the Henry. We live in the age of diversity, and since Musa will be in the game, why not add trans scars? I believe that if they don't add them, it will be discrimination. I also think we need to add female guards, female warriors to the game, or else it's kind of istophobic. Sorry, this made me laugh. I really like this. Wow, this forum is currently a beehive of activity, so there's a lot of new threads since I got my list. We might have to do another video on this, but for now, I need to find somebody to make the last word because this video's gone on too long. Gourmet with the Gaben as a chef profile picture starts a new thread titled, Can I make Henry transition to his proper gender? I have always thought that while playing KCD1 that Henry was a proud woman of color trapped in the body of a man. I am hoping Daniel Varva included the option to make Henry fully achieve his dreams, which I just know he has because I desperately need validation that Jesus Christ. Validation that my mental illness is shared by other doomed souls. Praise Slanesh. All right, we'll give Sel the last word. This is such a brave post, less than 3. Trans men and women did actually exist in medieval Bohemia. Cross-dressing was alive and well at that time. Gender dysphoria is a real condition that people did suffer from, and seeking gender-affirming care/actions is valid. All right, that's gonna do it. I'm done here for now, but there's a lot to go over here, so I might be back. Who knows? But that's gonna do it for this one. Hopefully you guys got a nice cheap laugh out of that. Made your commute to work go by a little quicker. But I'm out of here. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.